Oh, hi. How are you doing this evening? Do you like that intro? It's pretty good, I think, at least. You like that intro? All right, so I just wanted to make sure that it played right in the actual stream. I don't get audio through here, um, through that um, intro thing. Something with how OBS works. It doesn't play audio through the speakers. I guess so the microphone doesn't pick it up, but the mic was muted. I don't know. But hi there. Here's the live stream. It's working. I know. It's probably surprising. I'm saying it's working. I tried streaming a few days ago, and YouTube's live chat was broken. It would not post any comments for um, live streams or even premieres. So I guess they got it fixed. I was not very happy that night. I think it. What night was that? I think that was Friday night, wasn't it? No, it was Sunday night. I remember now. Maybe it wasn't Sunday night. I don't remember. It was some night. So I'm just reading through chat right now. It's a lot of woohoo. Chat's working. Yeah. Um, nice to see you got chat to work. I didn't get it to work. I didn't do anything. I just waited for YouTube to fix it because they're the ones that have to fix it. Where's Mrs. Lego Lover? She should be watching the stream. If she's not, then she's a bad partner. She's not here right now, but she should be watching the live stream. Who knows if she is? Who knows if she isn't? I certainly don't. Do you like Back to the Future series? Yeah, it's good. I haven't seen them since Christmas 2015 or 16. I can't remember when I got that for Christmas, that trilogy for Christmas. I'm pretty sure it was 15. Um, I haven't seen them since then. I heard Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is coming out on my 15th birthday this year on the Friday. What a coincidence. Wow, good for you. Happy early birthday, Max More Creations. And yeah, Rise of Skywalker is coming out soon. Did you guys see that new trailer? Pretty epic. I'm excited. Why won't you review the Shining Time Station tapes? They're not Thomas. They have Thomas episodes on them, but they're not Thomas. Plus, I don't really have an interest in those not Thomas home media. He uploaded his Thomas Home Media Collection video last Thursday. Thank you. Really long ass username. Thanks for stating the obvious. Some people think the Rise of Skywalker trailer looks bad. What do you think? I think the opposite. It doesn't look bad. It looks very good. What's your favorite Thomas episode? I feel like I get asked this in every single live stream I've ever done. It's Stepney Gets Lost. I should just post like a 15-second video of just saying like, "This is the most asked question I get asked. What's my favorite Thomas episode?" It suddenly gets lost. Goodbye. Do you have a 1992 wooden railway, Thomas? I don't. I don't need one. I never got why Vader's burnt head in episode 5 is more pinkish, but in episode 6 it's gray. Lighting tricks, mainly. How the set was lit in episode 5 and how it was lit in episode 6 makes it look more gray in 6. Plus production errors and whatnot. I don't think there's a canonical reason for it, but in real life, in the actual film productions, it was lighting. It was lighting effects. At least that's what I assume. Have you heard of the Thomas DVD 3-pack? Full Steam Ahead. It had Railway, Friends, Wobbly Wheels and Whistles, and Team Up with Thomas. Yeah, I've heard of that. Um, I don't have it, but I've seen it. Just found out Songs from the Station got a clamshell case for its VHS. Interesting. I've never heard that. Never seen it myself. Season 3 is my favorite season with Thomas. Good for you. Don't you think they should have adapted the full 10-minute episode of Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree from the Ladybird book? I don't know what that is. I'm getting Cars on Blu-ray for Christmas on Black Friday. Cool. I'm sorry if it looks like I have like no energy right now. Um, it was probably a bad idea to stream the night of the busiest work day. This is Tuesday, and that's the day where all of the Amazon packages come through UPS, and it's literally hell. So, yippee. So if it seems like I'm reading comments with no enthusiasm, I'm trying here. This is me trying. Um, do you hate iPhone? I hate Apple. I don't think they've innovated in years. And I'd like to quote Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory when he was talking about Steve Jobs. I care neither for turtlenecks nor showmanship. What's your favorite season 3 episode? Um, I don't know. I can't really remember. Um, I guess I don't know. Trust Thomas would be the most nostalgic one. That one's one I find myself going back to a lot. So I guess that's my favorite. I don't know. What did you think of Toy Story 4? I thought it was great, not as good as 3. I don't know why people hate 3 so much. I haven't heard a lot of hate for 3. I've heard people say that it's not the best of the trilogy, which is the wrong opinion. Um, I thought 4 was really good. It made a lot of sense the direction it took, and I was a big fan of it. I haven't rewatched it since theaters, but I remember really enjoying it. I have a buddy though who hates Toy Story 4. He hates the direction it took, but we've had arguments about why it makes sense. And he just won't accept that it makes sense, which is fine. You know, he can have his wrong opinions all he wants, but I kid. So you're an Android fan. Literally have an Android phone. Google Pixel 2. Why would I not? I've shown that before. Which of the John Wicks is your favorite? I don't know. That's a hard one. Action sure gets bigger with each one. Um, and I have all three of them. My Transfer Mac died for me when I did a computer software update for my Mac. Okay, that's upsetting. Do you want me to plan the funeral? Because I'm busy for the next like 50 years. Did you acquire any new Thomas Monroe items since the August stream? Nope. I don't need anything else. I have a Samsung phone too. I think you mean Samsung? I don't think Samsung sells phones. Toy Story 4 is amazing. My favorite point in it was the beginning. I think it's amazing from an animation standpoint. I mean, it looks visually stunning. I saw Toy Story 3 in 3D. Wow, 3D gimmicks. I hate 3D. Season 1 was filmed in a random warehouse, and that was a random comment. I have an iPhone. Good for you. Speaking of TWR, next week I am doing a review on Hector on Halloween. That's cool. I don't know what Hector has to do with Halloween, but go for it. Have you lost a little interest in Thomas? Oh, gee. Have I lost a little? How about almost all of it? The new show is terrible. I don't like it, and I don't watch it anymore. So, yes, I've lost interest in it because of just the mediocre to idiotic content that's being put out through Mattel nowadays. And I don't care about it anymore. Dang, you is cute. Can I get your nose? I think you already have it. No, if anyone's cute, it's you, fam. Oh, one moment. Sorry, I just was having issues opening a stupid bottle of Mountain Dew because apparently nothing can go right today. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, this is the second soda that the vending machine gave me that my life of crime has now begun. And I tweeted about how I went to the vending machine at work and I paid for one soda and it gave me two. So, life of crime has begun. I mean, it goes from soda, stealing Mountain Dew bottles, to meth labs. Nothing in between. There's no like slippery slope. It just Mountain Dew bottles, bam, meth labs. Gotta follow in Walter White's footsteps. Oh wow. I hope everyone's recognizing you. They remember you from last stream. We're never allowed to break up now because everyone knows who you are. I know you don't care about New Thomas, but one of the new episodes is called Steam Team to the Rescue. It's a double episode, and Percy almost died in boxes at the docks. Hmm, cool. Not gonna watch it, and I don't care, but that sounds cool. What's your favorite music genre? Mine is classic rock. Yeah, I like that one. Really, the only music genre I outright hate and just refuse to listen to is rap. Which is funny because my brother loves rap and he will not stop trying to convince me that rap is good. No thanks. Nope. It's awful. Rap is crap, kids. Remember that. And your vlog. That's right, she was in a vlog. How'd I forget that? Are you afraid to tell people you like Thomas? You know, I used to be, but now I just don't care. I'm not afraid to tell people I have a YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, it's one of the first things I bring up whenever I meet someone new. I just walk up to a random stranger and go, "Hi, I have 3,000 subscribers on YouTube," and then they back away slowly because they think I'm a psychopath. That's why I'm banned in many restaurants across the United States. Many of them are Chili's. Only good thing about BWBA in season 22 onward is the music and the episodes by Michael White. Is that Walter White's brother? Lucky you have a girlfriend. I like this girl and we're great friends, but it's hard to ask her out. Yeah, man. I've been in that situation. It's tough, but you know what? You just gotta go for it. It didn't work out for me, but it doesn't mean it won't work out for you. Here's an extremely random comment. Thomas the Tankin Dankin. Yeah, that's random. If you were going for random, you got it, my guy. Ugh. Wow, 13 people. Great job, everyone. I'm ugly AF, so I'm probably never gonna get a girl. Oh, don't say that. Just because I'm ugly and have one doesn't mean that you can't. I mean, the woman I'm dating is way out of my league, so there's hope for you yet. No, but joking aside, it's I'm not the best person to give relationship advice to. Aside if you ask any of my female friends, a lot of them I've given romantic advice to is not very good, but they follow it and they've been successful. So um, you just got to go for it, man. You know, it's you just got to take the leap. Take me for example. You know, I was ruminating for months about whether or not I should sign up for this online dating service called Bumble, which already a lot of you are like, "Whoa, he was on an online dating service. What the hell's wrong with him?" Trust me, it worked out. That's where I met Hope, and we've been together a month now. Things are looking good. I'm not going to jinx anything, but doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon, so that's a good thing. And I had ruminated on that for months, and it took copious amounts of worry, which was wrong, and prayer. Took copious amounts of prayer. And it finally took a few people talking to me about it and finally convinced me to do it and get over that hump, get over that anxiety, to just do it. So I figured, you know what? If I don't get anybody, if I don't get any matches, it's not going to diminish my value as a person. And I got extremely lucky. So to any of you all seeking women out there, if you like one, tell her. If you are like me, are not really in a um, if you're not really in a position to meet anybody, because that's where I was in. I was in a position of where I would go to school and work, and that was it. Um, in church, but I didn't really meet anybody there. Um, so I was like, yo, I'm gonna sign up for this service. And I see in the chat, um, someone's asking, I think it's Dan, he's asking, Bumble, what about Tinder? Tinder is literally just swipe right for sex, so I didn't go to Tinder because Tinder sucks. Bumble's like classier Tinder. I don't have it anymore because obviously I'm in a committed relationship right now. Uh, but it worked out for me, so that's not going to say it shouldn't work out for you. But I would say seek the counsel of the Lord first before you try something like that. Definitely seek His guidance and His counsel. His plan for you is way better than yours. I can guarantee you about that. His plan for me is way better than what I had planned. So, seek His counsel before anything else. He will speak to you. Not in the conventional sense, but He will find ways to influence your life. Trust me. Jesus is alive. You're not ugly. Well, thank you. I am, but thank you. Garrett, I like you. Did it work? Henry, of course it worked. Let's get engaged. Even though I'm a homophobe. I'm not out of your league, sis. No, you are. But hey, it just means I'm Leonard from the Big Bang Theory and you're Penny, so that makes sense. Weird question, but what do you think of... I'm not going to say that. That's going to get the stream demonetized. No, I'm not nasty, just curious. I guess nothing's off limits in these streams. Um, he's asking about adult videos. I can't say the other word because the stream will instantly be demonetized. And YouTube will probably flag it and be like, oh, he said naughty things. Maybe you mind the fact that if I even mention the word Republican, Trump, or conservative, bam, there goes all the money right there. I think the adult film industry is unethical. Never you mind the fact it goes against exactly what the Bible says about sex and how it's supposed to be sacred between a man and a woman, a committed husband and wife, in private. I don't like it. I'm not saying I haven't seen anything like it. I was in middle school once, but I don't support it. I don't like it. And if it just vanished like a fart in the wind, I wouldn't be sad. I pray to God to help me get that girl. Dolphin Dude, if it's in the cards for you, he will make it happen. But if it's not, you got to trust that it wasn't his plan for you. That's where it all comes down to, is trust. No, LL is handsome in his own way. Hope seems to think that too. I'm not sure why. You look like a discounted James Franco, and I like it. People have said that about me. And honestly, I don't see it. I see myself more as Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil, or used to play Daredevil in the Netflix series. That's who I think I look like. Or I look like him and John Krasinski had a baby. I don't need a girlfriend, and my friends asked me about this once, and I said a Ryan Drummond Sonic marriage? No way! Reference to Sonic Heroes, an underrated game. Oh, Sonic. I know someone about a pool and a pregnant girl. Henry, I've never heard that story. Why don't you tell me about it? But not here. Hit me up in the DMs. Because you know, this is a public platform and anyone can comment on something. Ooh, subtweet. I just saw something on Twitter this last week about uh, someone getting seriously upset at someone because they commented on their conversation. When it was on Twitter, a public platform, anyone can comment on anything. Sorry. Can't remember who it was, but I think I was just scrolling through some random feed of someone. I'm trying to remember who that was. I don't think it's anybody. No, it wasn't anybody I knew. Adult videos are stupid and I wish they never existed. There's a market for them, which is unfortunate. It just shows how much Satan has weaved his way into this world. Um, and unfortunately, people will always consume it because that kind of stuff is addictive and it appeals to the pleasure centers in the brain. You know, all the sciencey mumbo jumbo. So there'll always be a market for it, unfortunately. Imagine you marrying Hope. Trust me, you will. I'm not making any predictions right now, man. It's only been a month. You know, she could be a psychopath and I'd have no idea. But if it did happen, I'm not going to say I'd be opposed to it. Is racism bad? Well, you know, Henry, in certain situations, no. No, racism's pretty bad, man. Have you seen Joker? I did see Joker. And Hope commented, she said she saw Joker and it sucked. She was with me when she saw it. And I just want to say, fact check here, Hope. When we walked out of the theater, you said you liked it. All right. You turned on it later. I don't know what you thought was so bad about it, but Joker, in my opinion, was very good. Here's my problem with it. People are saying how it's like the best thing ever. It's reimagined comic book films. No, it hasn't. It was kind of run of the mill. It ate Martin Scorsese as much as possible. It doesn't really have its own style. How are you going to say that's redefined the comic book genre? It hasn't. It's nowhere near as good as critics are raving about it, but don't get me wrong, it's good. Like, it's not terrible. It's not a Batman and Robin or a Spider Man 3, but it ain't the best thing since sliced bread. Martin Scorsese certainly doesn't think so. You heard about his comments about comic book films? He believes they're invading cinemas. The comic book movie industry is what's keeping cinemas alive right now, Marty. Some people call him Marty. I'm going to call him that to mock him. Like, I get it. He's expressing his opinion. He can have his opinion all he wants. But when you go out and say that certain films are invading theaters and people should stop going to see them, that's wrong. Don't do that. Just so happens, Marty, that I think Avengers Endgame is better than half of your oeuvre. You made The Aviator, for Christ's sake. You shouldn't be allowed to say this kind of thing. Oh, The Aviator. I got about an hour into that and just wanted to kill myself. And then Francis Ford Coppola comes out, and man, his comments made me even madder than Marty's comments did. Coppola said that comic book films are despicable. Excuse me? You made Godfather 3. Do you really know what that word means? Godfather 3 was pretty despicable. And I like what John Campea said about both Marty and Francis Ford Coppola. He said, look, they can have their opinions. These filmmakers are little g gods, because there's only one God, and he lives up there. But to film scholars and up-and-coming directors and whatnot, Marty and Francis Ford Coppola are gods among men to these people. They've made some of the best films in history. I may disagree with that to an extent. I don't think Godfather 1 and 2 are all that great. I liked the first Godfather. I thought 2 was a step down, and 3 is just utter garbage. I have not seen Apocalypse Now, but I've heard it's very good. And Marty, I liked uh, the Departed. I liked Goodfellas quite a bit. Goodfellas is one of my favorite mob movies. I own Taxi Driver, haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's very good. And I hated The Aviator. And someone just asked me, Dolphin Dude just asked me, what do I think of The Wolf of Wall Street? I like Wolf of Wall Street. It's too long. It's over in indulgent, but Leonardo DiCaprio's performance is great, so is Jonah Hill. I like The Wolf of Wall Street. I like most of what Marty and Francis Ford Coppola have done. But I think they're both wrong about what they think about comic book films. And I say wrong kind of jokingly. You know, Coppola said they're despicable. They're not, in my opinion. Okay? Logan almost had me in tears towards the end. So did Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War form, in my opinion, the best duology of all time. Just because of how satisfying they are. They're an epic together. One of those massive 5-hour-long, like, biblical epics is what I think they are. And they're both destined to be classics one day. Anybody talking about that about The Aviator? The Aviator sucks. What was my original point? I don't agree with their opinion, I think is my point there. I don't think they're invading cinemas, and I don't think they're despicable. I think Coppola really went too hard. And John Campea also brought up about what Coppola said. He brought up James Gunn. James Gunn, the director of Guardians 1 and 2, upcoming Suicide Squad 2, and Guardians 3, James looks up to these guys. He loves Marty and loves Coppola, and the fact that they're both trashing the movies that Gunn made, that can't sit well with him. That can't make him feel good about the films he's making. I mean, film is film. Film is subjective, but film is film. You film something on a camera and release it in a theater, that is a film. That is cinema. Marty, all right? This is going back to what Marty said earlier about how Marvel movies and comic book movies aren't cinema. No, they're cinema. They legally count as cinema. That is a factually incorrect statement. So, that's my thoughts on Marty and Francis Ford Coppola's statements. I don't think those two are all that right. It's my opinion. To think about it for a while and decided it was bad. Well, I hope that's the wrong opinion. And let me just say, okay, she thought Rambo Last Blood was going to be bad, but we watched Rambo Last Blood together. She thought it was great, and I don't understand why she thinks that's better than Joker. Joker's a better film than Rambo Last Blood. I don't even hate Rambo Last Blood. I rewatched Far From Home, and I honestly think Spider-Man 3 is better. Aaron, we are going to fight, because that is the wrong opinion. I'm kidding. You can have that opinion, but it's not right. I like Far From Home. I love Far From Home. Um, Thoughts on Vinny's Tatmer parody? I've talked about this before. I think it's great that he's finally getting it made. I haven't. Um, I haven't watched the most recent part that's been uploaded. I can't. Was that the one that was like a half hour long? I think I missed that. I need to catch up before he releases the 45-minute part one um, here in a few days. But I think it's great he's finally getting his film made. I think the Mountain Dew is starting to work its way through my system because I'm starting to feel more perky. I'm starting to really get more alive, you know? And it only took 40 minutes into the stream to finally wake up. Um, what do you think of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? It's the worst of the original Indiana Jones trilogy. It's not worse than Crystal Skull, but it's fine. Personally, I like Raiders the most. Speaking of Indiana Jones, that is a possible contender for one of the releases I'll be covering in HMR Season 2. I'm just finalizing the list now. I've got, I think, about 8 or 9 titles picked right now, including the title I'm going to watch for the season finale. Um, so I got about 8 or 9 titles picked now. I got to pick the others. But HMR Season 2 production is beginning. I'm starting to do research. I'm going to start watching the films leading up here soon and record at least a few of them before the year's out. So it's coming. If I had to give a release date, it would probably be, I don't know, March or April of next year. Don't hold me to that, but at the earliest, that's when it would come out. Um, don't you agree Wolf of Wall Street is nasty? Uh, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've actually seen it. Thoughts on the Unlikely Fandom documentary? I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I'm happy that Cardi's the one that's doing it. He's a very talented filmmaker. Um, kind of sucks I won't be in it, but I'm not really a. I wouldn't classify myself as a Thomas YouTuber anymore. I make Thomas content, but that's not my bread and butter anymore. Um, so I kind of stinks. I didn't get out to meet him or be interviewed for it, but I'm still excited for it, and I'm going to support it all the way through. I'm really excited to see what Carter's going to do with it. Um, what I'm going to miss the most from your DVDs and your Blu-ray and DVD collection is the SpongeBob DVDs and Star Wars trilogy from 2008. Fun fact, I found that at all at half price books for $8. Cool. That's a rare set. My 2008 set. Not a lot of people bought that. I've still got it. I didn't get rid of it. I'm never getting rid of it, but it won't be in this year's collection because it's just Blu-rays this year. Speaking of that, I recorded that a few days ago, and wow, I did not realize how much I had. I mean, I had boxes, or I had piles stacked up probably as tall as my desk, multiple rows of them. It's a big one. I haven't edited it together yet because it's coming next week. This week is another collection video that I haven't really announced yet, but uh, next week is when that's coming, and it's a doozy, man. It's gonna be at least a half hour. Um, well, I'm likely gonna be in it, not to brag. You're not bragging, sort of productions. That's awesome. I'm excited to see who's gonna be in it. I know everyone from Shining Time is gonna be in it, or at least most of them. And whoever went to the Greenberg Train show, Cardi was there. And he went to a few other shows, I think, and a few other people are going to be in it. So I'm excited to see who's going to be in it. Aren't you a part of the big collab of season 1 of Thomas? I am. The early years collab. I was recruited for that a few months ago, and we all managed to keep it secret. I'm surprised that no leaks got out or anything, which is good. Which is good. But yes, I will be a part of that. My remake has been done for months now, so I haven't really had to do any work on it. I need to do name boards actually. I keep forgetting to do those. Physical media or digital media? For me, physical. I've talked about this before. Physical. And someone here, Master Folo, said that physical media just feels so much more satisfying owning. I agree with that. It's a pain in the ass to set up for a collection video, but it's more satisfying to see all those physical Blu-rays sitting on a shelf rather than just looking at a computer screen and seeing over like 300 titles. It's like, oh, look, I own these digitally. Wow, this is not satisfying in the slightest. Wow. And I use digital media. I'm a big proponent of Vudu. Not the Vudu Magic, the Vudu, the streaming service. I use Google Play Movies. I use Movies Anywhere, Amazon Instant Video, Netflix. I'm cool with uh, digital media, and I just don't want it to overtake physical. Unfortunately, that's probably what's going to happen here in the next few years, but can't do anything about that. Times are changing, I'm afraid. Toby might be old, said the driver, but he's reliable. Come on, Toby, we'll go to the farms. They'll still use us. Oh, good night. See you later, Garrett. Also, what season 1 episode are you doing? I don't know if I'm at liberty to reveal that, Dan. Even if I was at liberty, I wouldn't reveal it because I want it to be a surprise. So I can't say. Sorry. What made you decide to get trains? What version do you have, and do you think you'll upgrade? What made me decide to get trains? It was really a combination of a few things. It was Master of the Lemons and Hero of the Japanese Train. Matt got it for his Mac years ago, and just watching him play around with it and create the map from hell, just watching him torture the engines on it, that was fun. And Lemmy was a big proprietor in making me, not making me, inspiring me to get trains. Um, so yeah, that's it. I have Trains 2012, and I don't think I'll upgrade. This computer I have probably doesn't have the specs to run Trains 19, in all honesty. It has trouble running 12, for real. So, would it be wrong if I told you basically inspired me to collect a lot of home media? No, that's not wrong. In all honesty, I'm kind of astounded that I inspired anyone to do anything. Who knew I'd be an inspiration? Take that, Dad. I amounted to something. Whenever you get back from getting the cigarettes from the gas station you left for 6 years ago, give me a call. I'm funny when I'm tired. I'm getting 19 and New Era from my Mac. That's cool. If I had a actual like gaming PC, I could probably do it, but I don't really have any urge to. I do have a desktop PC. It's just old, but it works. And it has internet now, which will be detailed in an upcoming vlog. Speaking of vlogs, yippee, there's a vlog coming out here soon that details my events that took place last week. Last week I had a week off of work, and I spent it doing nothing. I had a vacation week I hadn't taken yet, and I needed to take it before peak season, or else it wouldn't roll over into next year. It would just disappear, poof, gone forever. And it was paid, so I was like, I'm gonna take this week, and I did, and it was fun. I don't want to go back to work tomorrow or any other day of my life. I wish I could retire right now, but unfortunately I'm 20, and that's just not financially possible. So I just had a blackout there for a minute. From all the crystal meth I'm smoking. Ha! Chill, government. That was a joke. I'm actually not doing that. It's weed. I'm kidding. Um, yeah, there's a vlog coming, and Hope was supposed to be in it, but she wasn't. There's like 3 clips of me saying like, "Oh, Hope's gonna be in the next clip," and then she's not in the next clip because I didn't get to see her all last week because she was busy. Wow, what a terrible individual. I'm kidding. Or am I? Since you like Mission Impossible 3, why don't you have it on Blu-ray? I have not had the urge to upgrade that to Blu-ray. I don't know why. I just haven't. Has anyone else here seen the Richard saga? Uh, I'm gonna have to admit I haven't. I know I put out a tweet like a month ago saying I was gonna binge it on some random weekend. That didn't end up happening, but at some point I'll get around to it. I've heard it's very good. So, and Carson makes good stuff, makes good things. So I will watch it eventually before I die. From now until death. That's how much time I have to watch it. Which now that I say that, I would probably die tomorrow. It's so good, it's a masterpiece. Hmm. People throw that word around a lot. Masterpiece. You know, I don't have anything else I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that people throw that word around a lot. It just happens. Uh, so since I'm basically caught up with chat now, let's do the famous segment, things that I have that you don't. Because now I'm just running on fumes. For a second there, that Mountain Dew gave me energy, and now the energy is depleted. So let's get to it with the all-new intro that I premiered on Twitter a few weeks ago. I don't know. Here's the intro. That was the intro for things that I have that you don't. Hang on, just let me check something real quick. I want to make sure that this actually played right in the stream. Okay, good news. It played right. That actually turned out really well. I really like that intro that I made for that. It looks pretty simple, but it took about 45 minutes to get that to look right. So I've had this stack sitting on my desk for the last like 3 days because I was going to stream. Mentioned the thing about the chat earlier. But here we are. Yippee. So let us begin. We of course have categories this time around. First off, I actually bought some reading material, and I made fun of Hope on our last date because she reads a lot, and books are for nerds, as they say on the Weekly Planet. But I'm a nerd, and I like comic books. So I went to this store called Books A Million after I played a round of golf on Friday because I'm 87 years old and enjoy hitting a ball with a stick. Um, and I bought some reading material from there. Way overpriced, way too expensive, but I didn't know how much these cost till I brought them to the register. When I got to the register, and she said, "Okay, these are $44." I was like, "Huh?" And I couldn't just walk away and put them back because that would be rude. So I bought them anyway, but I kind of wanted them, so it was a purchase made. I don't know where I was going with that. So I picked up the Thrawn comic adaptation, which is a adaptation of, I've got the book down here, of this book right here. Yeah, I own the paperback. Haven't read it yet. I will get around to it one day. Before I die, I will read this book. But I have the comic adaptation of it now, which means I will more than likely be more keen to read the comic adaptation because pictures. I don't like books with just words in them. What about the pictures? How do you read this? There's no pictures. And then here's a comic that I wanted for a while. This is Age of Republic Villains edition. This is basically just a bunch of comic storylines about the different villains in the prequel era. So you got Jango Fett, Darth Maul, Grievous, and then Count Dooku up there. I believe each one gets a story in this. And I want to see how in this new canon they characterize Grievous and Dooku and all that. I know a little bit about Maul's backstory in the new canon, but I want to know these other guys' backstory in the new canon. So that ends the reading material. Now let's move on to video games. Yay! This first thing is I feel a little bit of shame that I own this. Hope this should look familiar if you're still watching the live stream. Cars for Game Boy Advance. Complete in box, mind you. The complete cardboard box here for the game. And, oh, I dropped the card. There's the cartridge. The camera would focus. There we go. With manual, or instruction booklet, as it says there. And the little Game Boy setup manual, complete. It's complete in box. Why the hell did I buy this? I'll answer that. I bought it because one day I want to own a version of Cars, the video game, in every single format it was available in. I have the Wii version, the Wii port, the DS port, and now the Game Boy Advance port. I have the Xbox 360 port, but it's digital, so it doesn't count. But since Cars is my favorite video game of all time, I want to own it in every format it was released in. I'm pulling a Scott DeWaz with Madden 08, okay? That's where I got inspired to do this. But this was definitely the hardest one to acquire complete in box because Game Boy Advance boxes are more fragile than a Democrat's ego. So, yeah. I have Cars for Game Boy Advance now. I have played it. It's terrible. It is so bad. The portable versions of Cars just never really got what they deserved, or at least the original Cars game. The one for Game Boy Advance stinks. The one for DS stinks. Just not good. Remember last month how I talked about I was casing all of my original DS games? Well, I got some more cases. Here's Excuse me. SpongeBob SquarePants featuring Nicktoons Globs of Doom for the Nintendo DS. Probably one of the hardest ones to find, actually. There's just not a lot of people selling cases for these. Or manuals with them. So there's the manual and my game cartridge there. Bought this from a seller in Canada. Actually, it was pretty cheap. But we had a bit of a mishap. Before they sent me this, the right case, they sent me the wrong one. And the wrong one was this. They sent me the Kung Fu Panda case and manual. Same price I paid for the Globs of Doom one. They just sent me Kung Fu Panda accidentally. So I messaged them and said, hey, y'all sent me the wrong case. They were super apologetic. They were nice people. They said, okay, we'll send you out the right one free of charge. Didn't charge me a nickel. I said, okay. So I couldn't just sit around with an empty Kung Fu Panda case. I had to buy the game for it. It cost me $5, and I am the now proud owner of Kung Fu Panda on Nintendo DS. Haven't played it, but I already owned it for Wii. I figured, why not? So that's the saga of these, and how I ended up with Kung Fu Panda on the Nintendo DS, a Star Wars story. Disney, make that movie, will you? This one was not sent to me wrong. It's Ratatouille on the Nintendo DS. Never got far into this, but it does have the manual, and there's my game cartridge in there. So there's Ratatouille. Last one for the regular DS is Madagascar Carts. I remember this not being too good. But I own the Wii port as well, and the Wii port I remember not being very good either. So it's a Madagascar racing game, or as I like to call it, shovelware. This next one here, I bought at GameStop. It's a Nintendo 3DS game. It's Super Mario 3D Land. My brother used to own this before he sold it to buy his Xbox One years ago, and I rebought it for like 20 bucks. So when I eventually do get a 3DS, I'll be able to play it. Where was I? Oh, I was on video games. This next, my brother was watching a stream. He would understand this. I go to GameStop often. Okay, I take my brother there. We have a good old time. We usually end up walking out with a game that comes out of my bank account. Every time we've gone in there over the last like few months, I've nagged him about buying Minecraft Story Mode because Minecraft Story Mode is just the stupidest idea for a video game. I can't not make fun of it. And I have it. I bought it. It's just season 1 because it's a Telltale game series, so it's just one season, but destiny has been fulfilled. I now have Minecraft Story Mode. And I will play this through to completion. I only have a tiny amount of shame. Just a little. That ends the video games. Now we're going to discuss the films. So, same night I bought Cars for Game Boy Advance at Half Price Books. I also picked up Robot Chicken Star Wars 3, the third Robot Chicken Star Wars special. I've watched it, and I was a little bit disappointed because I had seen most of the funniest skits on YouTube from when I was 12. So, it's funny. I just wish I hadn't seen them before. Same night I bought those two items at the behest of Hope. Cowboys and Aliens. She's seen this film. She thinks it's good, and I don't know. I've never seen it. I'll check it out at some point. It was like $3, so with the slipcover in pretty pristine condition. Let me just look at that shine on there. Isn't that nice? It can't be too bad, right? Right? Well, I hope it's not that bad. Next up, I waited a week to pick this up because I had some car troubles. The ignition control module went out on my vehicle. Cost $400 to fix, so I had to save money until I got paid by YouTube this last week. Um, so I waited a week to pick this up. Toy Story 4. I just went with the base version. I didn't need any fancy schmancy steelbook or anything, but I've got it. Too bad it took forever to buy this at Walmart. I went to Walmart to buy this last week on my vacation week. My Walmart's putting in a bunch of U-scans right now. What that means is they're like self-checkout things, and they had 2 check lanes open, so it took a good 20 to 30 minutes to finally check out and leave. That was not fun. That was not fun at all. These next few items are all steelbooks. So this is a duplicate. It's a film I already own. It's a steelbook of Star Trek Into Darkness. My Walmart had a bunch of exclusive collector's editions of Star Trek Into Darkness from when it first came out. For $10, you got a steelbook and a little figurine of Khan's. But wait, it's not Khan, but JJ said. And JJ said it wasn't Khan, but it turns out it was Khan. You get a little figurine of his ship. I had it out here somewhere, but I don't remember where it is. Got some cool inside artwork there. So I figure, hey, for $10, why not take this off Walmart's hands? It's been there since release day, and it's cool to have. I might sell my other regular version. I don't know. Talked about this earlier in the stream. Spider-Man Far From Home. I picked this up the day my car went. So that was fun. This steelbook's artwork is amazing. I love it. The back has really cool artwork too. No really cool inside disc artwork or inside steelbook artwork, but it makes up for the fact that this outside artwork is beautiful. It's breathtaking. I love it. Same day I picked up Spider-Man Far From Home. This little indie film came out. You might not have heard of it. It's not very well known. Zombieland. You know, I watched Zombieland years ago when my friend Haley loaned me the DVD of it, and I remember liking it a lot. But I never went back to rewatch it. I never went back to even pick it up. But when I realized Zombieland was coming out on 4K, this is the 4K Steelbook, leading up to Zombieland Double Tap, I figured, why not give it another rewatch? And man, this is oodles of fun. I love Zombieland. Time to nut up or shut up. I don't really like the steelbook artwork. I'll tell you why I got the steelbook before we move on to these last 2 items. I got the steelbook because I was at Best Buy, and I was there because I wanted to get Spider-Man Far From Home, because I pre-ordered the steelbook. And when I got to the Best Buy, I was looking for Zombieland because I wanted the regular 4K because it was a few bucks cheaper than the steelbook. But I was like, there's no regular 4K on the shelves of Zombieland. All they had was one steelbook left, and I was like, look, Walmart's probably not going to have 4Ks of Zombieland out. Walmart sucks at physical media nowadays, so I just grabbed the steelbook, and I ran out. Didn't even pay for it. No, I'm kidding. I paid for it, clearly. But I got the steelbook of Zombieland. I really love it. Now these last 2 I just picked up yesterday. Actually, I went to Best Buy again yesterday. I hadn't been in a few weeks, and they got some new things in, and they lowered some prices on some things. A friend actually recommended I watch this Galaxy Quest Steelbook release. Never give up, never surrender. I like Tim Allen. I like Alan Rickman. I'm neutral on Sigourney Weaver. We'll see how this goes. Haven't seen it, but he said it was good. And it's another steelbook. I love steelbooks. Overpriced, though. I didn't see the price tag at Best Buy because they had the steelbook in another area from where its regular price tag was. I think it was $20. And I didn't realize that till I brought it up to the register. Same thing that happened when I went to Books A Million. The Best Buy employee scans it, it shows up, $20, and I'm like, huh? What? And I can't take it and say, I don't want that anymore. Because that's rude. That's not capitalism. That's communism. That's not what you're supposed to do in a capitalist society. I didn't want to pay $20 for that. But my anxiety got the better of me. So now I own Galaxy Quest. This, though, I was waiting for this to go on sale. This was $40 for like months. But they finally brought it down to $30, and $30 is a price I can pay for the Mel Brooks collection. Only Mel Brooks movie I've seen is Spaceballs, but from what I have seen clips from his other films, this guy has a sense of humor that matches mine. Very self-referential, very breaking the fourth wall-esque, and this includes 9 of his best films on Blu-ray. It includes, there we go. It includes The 12 Chairs, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silent Movie, High Anxiety, History of the World Part 1, To Be or Not to Be, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. Spaceballs is the only one I've seen, and I thought Spaceballs was friggin' hilarious. You turned off the movie. Hey, turn the movie back on. Loved Spaceballs. Use the Schwartz. Look at this here. It's Spaceballs the Flamethrower. The kids love this one. I'll see y'all in Spaceballs 2. The Search for More Money. I'm pretty sure he has a sense of humor that matches mine. And I've heard things about Blazing Saddles that people have said that movie can't be made today. I'm really excited to watch that one. Because it's PC culture gone mad, Mason. Yo, it's PC culture gone mad. Now then, let's move back to this. Things that I have that you don't is now over. Oh, actually. Well, I'm not going to go back to the graphic, but here's this. I have acquired the Mandalorian Black Series figure. For those of you who watched the vlog where Hope was calling it the Mandolin, purposely making me angry, but I couldn't find the Mandalorian. I have him now. He sits here on my desk. A watchful guardian, and hopefully a very badass character in his upcoming Disney Plus series. So I now have the Mandalorian. It's not Mandolin, but okay. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I was going to talk about a stupid YouTube comment I had. This might be a new segment on the live streams, and I'm going to steal the title from the Weekly Planet. Hate mail, but the hate has an 8 in it. It's where we read out 8 pieces of hate mail. It's never 8, but there's always hate. No, maybe I'll just do like dumb YouTube comment or something. I had someone on, I'm going to find the actual comment here. Because this just really made my day, but also pissed me off. It was on the Big World, Big Adventures HMR. And for context, in that HMR, I do a bit. I do a parody of a line from the Weekly Planet, where James and Mason make fun of PC culture going mad. And they make fun of it because they think it's not true. I, for one, think it's true, but I still find it kind of funny. Because they go, it's PC culture going mad, Mason. Oh, yes, it's PC culture going mad. And I make that joke in that review about Big World, Big Adventures. It's PC culture gone mad, Mason. Yeah, it's PC culture gone mad. And I've got the comment here. So, hang on. I'll pull it up on the live stream here. Here we go. Here's the actual comment. Okay. So this guy here, he says, "I'm sorry, but I had to stop here. 408. That's when I make the PC culture gone mad Mason joke." He says, "This is why I don't seek out BWBA reviews, because it's 9 out of 10, always blah blah, Mattel blah blah, PC blah blah, feminism. Only rarely do people talk about this special as a special. Yes, the intentions behind BWBA were straight up pro PC, but the execution is anything but, which is wrong, but we'll move on. Which you would know if you actually watched this without actively listening to the bashers. If you avoid something because people said it's bad, then it proves you take everything at face value without making an attempt to have a genuine first-hand experience. I'm so glad I saw this on opening day on the first showing, because people like you would have greatly tarnished my enjoyment." Okay, buddy. Listen here. You didn't watch the full review. Okay, I'm going to revert back to this screen here. You didn't watch the full review. You admit to me you stopped at 408. That's maybe not even a third of the full review. You don't get to sit there and say that, well, you just made that argument the entire time, because I clearly watched the whole review. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that to me, because you didn't watch the full review. You didn't watch and listen to what I actually had to say about it. I don't make the PC feminism argument in the rest of the review. It was one line. I intentionally avoided talking about that and the end portions. Maybe I make a reference to it once or twice. Honestly, I don't remember a good majority of what I said about Big World, Big Adventures. But I tried my best to avoid talking about that. So you don't get to sit there and say, well, you just made the feminism argument, so you're stupid. Sorry that I ruined your enjoyment of the movie. I don't like it because it's not good. It's not a good film. And let me just read to you. I actually replied to this guy. I rarely reply to comments. I said, if you actually watched the full review, you would know I don't cite those reasons as to why I do not like this special. Watch the full thing before assuming thanks. Then I replied again, because I don't think I got my point across in the first comment. And another thing, no, I did not go in wanting to hate it, which is true. Yes, I avoided seeing it because I heard it was bad, but after seeing it, I still think it's bad. You trying to say I don't like it because everyone else doesn't like it is plain wrong. Again, watch the full review to understand why I do not like this special. I don't agree with you in the slightest, but you can at least be civil. Which he was not. Or at least his tone of voice was not civil at all. He replies to me again. He says, your tone of voice made it perfectly clear. Excuse me? My tone of voice made it perfectly clear? Let's listen to this, shall we? Let's just listen to what he has to say, okay? Let me just, hang on. I want you guys to listen to this.
And you air this special once? I don't understand their marketing around Big World, Big Adventures. I don't get it. I don't even know, like, where the show airs nowadays. Does it air on PC culture? It's PC culture gone mad, Mason. Oh, it's PC culture gone mad is what it is nowadays.
Did that sound like I was being serious? Did that sound like I was being facetious? Because that's what I was doing. Here, let me just play that again. He kind of messed up his comment. There, 408 is actually where the comments end, not where they begin. So let's play that again, and just listen. Just listen and tell me if that doesn't sound like it's joking.
You know, make it more relevant for nowadays in our PC culture. It's PC culture gone mad, Mason. Oh, it's PC culture gone mad is what it is nowadays.
I ask again, does that sound like it's joking? And from what I can see from the comments section, alright, I'm getting some comments that were hidden for some reason. Does that sound like it's joking? From what I can see from the comments, people are agreeing with me that that was just being facetious, being funny, or at least trying to. Dude, you didn't watch the full video. You don't know what I really said about the special. So you don't get to sit there and say, well, you hate it because everyone else hates it. No, no, that's not true at all. As a matter of fact, I don't like it for a reason that a lot of people do like it. Ace. I hate Ace. I hate him so much. He's an idiot. He serves as an antagonist, but people want to treat him as a hero. I hate Ace. Never liked it. Never cared for him in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of people, for some odd reason, really like him. And I don't know why. So, I just wanted to express my feelings on that. That guy, I don't even remember what his username is. It's out of my head now. That guy was not very smart. And I reiterate, before you jump to conclusions about something, watch the full thing. Or, I don't know, look for the context. What's the context? You know, look for the context to it. Or, if you're Cenk from the Young Turks, you just scream out, just Google it! Don't even have any sources. Just Google it! Yeah! Google it! Latinos, right? That's not a joke, you know? I'm a real news source. Not really, though. I just sit here and yell about politics. I don't like the Young Turks, in case you hadn't noticed. So, yeah. That's my rant about stupid comments. I don't get a lot of like comments that really make me angry, but that was a comment that just didn't sit right with me. It felt like a bad piece of fish that just wouldn't digest properly. Well, I'm not quite sure what to do now. We've got, what do we got? 1 hour, almost 22 minutes. If I keep things going for another like 3 minutes, we'll hit 1 hour 25, which that's almost feature length, so that'll work. So if anyone has any last minute questions they want to ask before I end the stream and I walk outside of a city bus, then ask them now. Do make video for fun. I'm gonna assume that means do you make videos for fun? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say my channel is a business. I make jokes about it being a business. Um, but it's all good fun. You know, I enjoy this hobby. This is a hobby. It's not my job. I don't know if I could ever handle it being my job, honestly. Um, so yeah, I make them for fun. Did you see Gemini Man? Nope. I watched El Camino that day, actually. Well, actually, no. That day that Gemini Man came out, I was out with Hope that night. Big shocker, right? Then I watched El Camino the next day. El Camino's really good. Next TWR review. That's a secret. Um, when will Monday videos be back? They'll be back actually next week. I'm not going to say what it's going to be on or what series it's going to be, but there will be a video uploaded Monday next week. I took a few weeks off from Monday videos because I just don't have enough content to fill out the rest of the year. Plus, the HMR on Big World, Big Adventures just attracted so much traffic, I didn't want to overwhelm you. Millions of views, millions of dollars that made. Thoughts on Superstation, Push Along Trackmaster, and Painted Thomas Wood. That is a lot of information in a short amount of time. Superstation is a weird amalgamation of stuff. Push Along Trackmaster, stupid. Painted Thomas Wood, I don't care. Those are your thoughts. Okay. What about that TV Teddy video? You know, uh, until I made that collection video, I forgot I had that. But yes, technically it could be an HMR. Perhaps. Not confirming anything here, but I don't have anything shot for it or anything, but it could be a video potentially one day. Uh, Probably next year, if it ever gets covered. Because I have plans for the rest of the year that I'm not going to detail here because there's something coming. You are a good YouTuber. Thank you. Thoughts on Onward, the next Pixar film? I don't know that much about it. I just know it's Star-Lord and Spider-Man in a Pixar film, which is kind of cool. Next update video. When I decide to put it out. Trust me, I'm not going to become an update channel like freaking Quentin. Yeah, that's right, Quentin. I'm calling you out. Let's box. Right here, right now. He's one of the coolest YouTubers ever. That is so nice. Literally, literally overwhelmed with happiness, even though I look like I'm not. Oh, dry sarcasm. That is where I excel. Honestly, though, not to toot my own horn here, but like I have, I have, I have a pretty sizable audience, you know, compared to other people. It's nothing huge or anything, but I can actually have relationships with you guys. Like I know most of you by name or by username at least. So it's kind of nice that I can like have a live stream and not be overwhelmed with comments like, oh, I can't read all the comments at once because there's 1,000 people watching. Like I can actually have like a speaking relationship with you guys. So and I think that that's something that God uses to his advantage. You know, it's a perfect way for me to minister, at least kind of minister. I mean, there's really no topic that's off limits on these live streams, you know? Well, we hit Zombieland's running time, an hour 27 minutes. We'll go for 90. You know what? Let's just keep it going. Keep it going. I don't know anywhere to be. Oh, thoughts on Sam Wilkinson? Okay, what did Sam Wilkinson even do? I've never got a full like explanation on what he did that made everyone be like, "Scam Wilkinson." Oh, what did he do? Can someone answer me this? Because I don't know. I just saw that one day on Twitter that the Fergus prop was revealed, and that was cool. But like, because I thought the Fergus prop broke. Like his flywheel broke, and that's why he only appeared in 4 episodes. But like, I don't know what Sam Wilkinson did to make everyone so angry. Can someone please help? Please explain. Have you seen the Speed Racer movie? No. Thoughts on Edward not talking his team to the rescue? Obviously, they had Edward's voice box removed. I think he's very brave for going through with that surgery. Will you get a new copy of Onsite with Thomas and do a supplemental because you said the disc is scratched? Probably not. I can just watch the episodes online. Nice to know I'm not the only one who's utterly confused about Sam Wilkinson. So just like no one know what happened? I tried asking the DM group I'm in on Twitter and no one knew. Like, he made fake face casts and tried to sell them off as legit, and he brought the Fergus model to the show to steal all the attention from the guy who made the set and the Thomas model. Oh, okay. So hang on, was the Fergus model fake? Or was it the actual one used in the show? Because I'm confused if the Thomas model that was there was even used in the show. Um, I don't know. But making fake face casts, that's kind of not good, man. The Fergus model was real. Okay, the Fergus model was real. That's good. Okay, that's cool. Because I saw the Fergus model on Twitter and was like, whoa, that's the Fergus model. He lives. He's alive. I thought it was really awesome. Um, the Thomas model was a replica. Okay, so the Fergus model was the one actually seen on screen, but the Thomas model was a replica. Okay, that makes more sense now. Thank you for clearing that up, and now I finally know what happened with Scam Wilkinson. Yeah, that name actually makes sense now, Scam Wilkinson, because scam, he scammed people. So, I said we'd go for 90 minutes, and it's past that now. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I wish I had an outro for live streams. That probably would have been a good idea, but I don't have one of those. Maybe in the next stream I'll have one. So, um, thanks everybody for coming out. This was really awesome. Uh, Despite the fact that I look like I'm dead, I had a fun time here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm just gonna play the intro from the beginning because I really like how that came out. If you'll notice why the stream is called Better Called SauLL with 2 L's. For one thing, that's a reference to my username, and Better Call Saul, that's the music from the Better Call Saul theme. Because Better Call Saul is really good. I mean, it's like he says, you gotta call Saul. Uh, so once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next month in November for the next live stream. Have a happy Halloween, and this Thursday, collection video. I'm not going to reveal what it is yet, but you'll find out. Good night, everybody.